What up, guys? Mad Scientist, your favorite wrestling shooter and hip-hop enthusiast. This is going to be an In the Lab video. See how I did that? You like that new entrance? I've been working on that, yeah. If you don't like it, it's too damn bad. Now, with this right here, 3 topics in the lab. I'm going to start off this In the Lab video here with the biggest news coming out of this weekend, which is the last ECW Arena shows, Evolve 10 and then the CZW show they had. I don't really follow Evolve or CZW, but I did follow, what was going to happen, read up on what was going to happen at these shows to see what they were going to do. It's actually going to be a combination of the ECW Arena stuff and something that big that happened at the ECW Arena show. I'm going to get to the big thing that happened. Loki returned, I guess not returned, but joined Dragon Gate USA / Evolve. That's really big news. Hasn't really joined and been a part of a full-time roster of a major, indie out there that's heavily followed. I would consider Dragon Gate USA, more than probably Evolve, a top indie promotion. Even though they're struggling, picking up a guy like Loki could definitely draw in a lot more people. There's quite a few matches between guys in Dragon Gate USA that I'd like to see against Loki. Loki and Gargano, if Tozawa ever comes back, if Shingo ever comes, back over, and Nerky Doi. There's a whole just shitload of matchups I'd love to see Loki in. But I think that was a good move by Gabe Sapolsky picking up Loki. And definitely, to me personally, probably the biggest wrestling acquisition of the year, by any company picking up anybody or dropping it. But obviously, we're only 15, 14 days into the new year. Obviously, there's nothing really else going on. But I thought that was a big story coming out of that show. The next big thing I wanted to talk about was the interesting storyline they pulled at the end of this. They had the supposed last match was supposed to be, Ricochet and Johnny Gargano. I hear they had, a solid match. Then afterwards, they had, some of the, ECW, Sabu come out or whatever and, was saying, hey, we're in this ECW style or whatever. And then some CZW guys came out and said, you know what, this isn't, everyone's calling it the ECW Arena and all this and all that. Well, CZW ran more shows here, than ECW, and we took over. We took it from a stream to ultra-violent, and this is our arena. We're going to end it on our terms. They brawl, or whatever. Balls Mahoney comes out, and New Jack comes out, and there's a brawl and all this stuff. And then Justin Credible comes out, and Joey Styles, and Justin Credible comes out, and he turns on ECW, and starts fighting Sabu, and Sabu and Justin Credible have technically the last match in that arena. I heard some okay things about it, but the real storyline to this was really interesting, and I'd like to see it. And then they have, Sami Callihan come out and basically say, the attitude of Extreme is dead, and all that crap, and ECW and all that stuff is dead, and, we're going into a new era, and I'm the leader, I'm the death machine, and all this stuff, and if anybody thinks they can stop me, or whatever, come out, or AR Fox comes out, there's like a brawl or whatever, or something, and then Pinky Sanchez stops him or something or other, and then, the basic last sight you see and the ECW Arena is just Sami Callihan in the ring, and then the lights go dark. I really thought that was a good move to really get over CZW, get over ECW, what it used to be in the arena, and then get over Sami Callihan, which I would probably say is arguably one of the best, I say, indie talents that's not on the Ring of Honor roster. Sami Callihan is definitely one of the top talents on all of the country. He wrestles such a different style than a lot of people. I think it would have been a smart move for Ring of Honor to try to pick him up, but never happened. He wrestled a couple shows with him, but never happened. Sami Callihan is definitely going to be a breakout guy in the indies, and he's everything that I've seen from him has been great. So I think that was a smart way to get over a lot of different things in that company. Also, they had the Dragon Gate, Freedom Gate match, and then they had a couple other matches. Loki had the first match on the card, which was very booked well. This Evolve show. This actually all happened at the Evolve show. This right here seems like one of the most interesting things in wrestling going on. Everything that happened on it. It may seem like a giant shit fest, like a lot of stuff, bad booking decisions. But to me, it seems really interesting and something I really want to check out and see. So You know, if you guys heard anything about, else about that, leave me some comments. Let me know what you guys think about that. Great stuff. Low-key, the last ECW Arena stuff, and Sami Callihan. You guys, your thoughts on all that stuff. Next topic here I'm going to talk about is, Ring of Honor getting back on schedule. I know they're finally trying to get some of their DVDs shipped out. I've been hearing from different people. Finally, Ring of Honor's getting their shit straight. They're getting their DVDs shipped. They're getting their DVDs made faster. I think that was one thing that a lot of people were really pissed off about Ring of Honor was they weren't getting their DVDs, made and able to get out to people. And then the fans were kind of getting pissed off because there was a lot of shows that people wanted to see and they couldn't. They're finally trying to get that stuff going again. I think one of the big things I want to talk about the most is the Ring of Honor Homecoming show coming up in Philly. To me, this show, it looks to me like it looks really a lot different than what they've been running the last couple, at least last year. A lot of the same stuff over and over again. I feel like this is a really fresh show. It has a lot of interesting matchups on it and different things. I'm going to read off the card here to the Homecoming show. You got a four-corner survival. Tommaso Ciampa, Grizzly Redwood, Mike Bennett, and Andy, Rich. That's whatever. That's not that big of a deal. They do always do those kind of matches. Next, they got Kenny King versus Kevin Steen. Interesting special challenge match here. The Briscoes versus Jigsaw and Hollywood. Guys coming from Chikara over. A fresh matchup, something I haven't seen in a while. Definitely something I would be interested in seeing. We got Wrestling Creates Tag Team versus Future Shock. Last time this happened, it happened at Gateway of Honor. I was there. It was okay, but I'm expecting this to be a lot better. Chris Hero's back for a couple shows. Going to face Michael Elgin. Definitely a match I wanted to see this year, and I'm glad it's happening. The only match that's been has happened, numerous times is the Strong versus Edwards match, but they have a no holds bar, stipulation on this, and this could be very, very good. And then finally, the main event, Davey Richards will defend the title against Jay Lethal, which is a match that we have not seen. So this card right here, to me, looks very, very good. Definitely something fresh, different that we haven't seen in a while. The only thing that's is a problem, not really a problem with this, is I wanted to mention something else about Ring of Honor is they're doing their 10th anniversary show, and it's going to be an iPay-per-view. Now that's a great move. I think that's good because obviously it's the 10th anniversary. It's a big one. But the thing is, a couple weeks later, they're running the Showdown in the Sun show, or Showdown in the Sun shows, which are basically the two, double shot week, pretty much the double shot weekend they've been doing for WrestleMania, the iPay-per-views. And I don't know how much of a smart move that's going to be unless they run a package where they're like, get all three of these shows for $30. That's definitely a great deal. Still cheaper than a WWE pay-per-view, and a lot better than what a lot of people would. I personally, that seems like the best value for a wrestling show. If you do those three shows all together and make be $30 or whatever. I don't know if that's what they're going to do. I think the 10th anniversary is going to be more of a celebration type show. I think they might bring in some different guys that from past maybe, and maybe do some dream match type stuff. I really don't know if they're going to do too much. I don't know if they're going to do too many storyline based things. But I feel like this show should be a celebration show, and it should be guys brought in and older guys, that's from the past, and that's my thoughts. And then the WrestleMania weekend show should be the ones that really, pick up the storylines and get going. But that's just me hoping that's how it's going to go. Either way, I'm going to see all of these pay-per-views. They all look fabulous. Or they're going to be fabulous. Homecoming looks fabulous because it's the only thing that is actually set in stone. But yeah, definitely Homecoming. I might actually buy a Ring of Honor DVD if Homecoming's good, because I haven't bought a Ring of Honor DVD in a long time. I think I bought Revolution Canada last year. That is literally the only Ring of Honor house show I bought. I didn't buy any other show. I got the pay-per-views, but I didn't buy any other show. That's the only one I got. And, I just hasn't been, none of the shows have been appealing to me, but that show right there looks great to me, and I depending on how good it is, I definitely, seems like something I would pick up, definitely in them being back in Philly. So, good stuff there. Final thing I want to talk about here, topic 3. Didn't really talk about it too much. I did a Raw review with MVP Shear. I wanted to talk about it a little bit more. The Edge Hall of Fame, thing. I think this is a good move, and I think that the thought process behind this was I'd heard that they were going to possibly do WrestleMania next year in Toronto, and they were thinking about doing that there, which I think would make more sense for Edge, but it makes me think that they might not do WrestleMania in Toronto next year. so they wanted to do it this year. The big thing I get out of this is, Edge definitely deserves to be here. The stuff that he's done, as a champion, and definitely, to me, one of my favorite guys of the last 10 years to watch in the ring. Definitely captivated me. But the thing I really want to get out of this is, I don't really think, and a lot of fans don't, I think a lot of fans would agree with me when I say, I don't think Edge wants his last match to be against Del Rio. I think the possibility, of him talking to his doctors and being like, okay, listen, can I do one more match? Could I do one more match? Or, would it really be something that I could injure myself if I take one bump and I would be in a wheelchair? Because to me, I think that Edge would want to end his career on his own terms and basically go out at a WrestleMania against Christian. Look at Christian right now, and he's not slated for anything. He's not even, I know he's injured and he's kind of taking some time out, but going into WrestleMania, I think, and I know people are like, he's retired, he's not going to wrestle anymore, but the idea of this being, Edge versus Christian at WrestleMania, his final match, I really just don't think Edge wants to have his last match be against Del Rio in the first match at WrestleMania. I know he ended at WrestleMania as the champion. That may be a good, a good way to go out in some people's minds on top, but I don't know, it just makes me think he might, have somewhere deep down in him that, okay, I want my last match, I want one more match, I could be okay with it as long as my doctors say, okay, you're okay, but I'm guessing that if he takes one slight bump or something, he could be paralyzed. So that's, a big deal. But like I said, let me know what you guys think about that. Do you think maybe Edge would want to do one more match, with this being the Hall of Fame ceremony, or, Hall of Fame going in, being definitely the first guy they talked about. Usually the first guy and the last guy they put in the Hall of Fame are usually the two of the biggest ones. So I think this is a really good move, and I think this is a big draw for Hall of Fame. But I think the match, if he has a match maybe against Christian, it would be something really special. So yeah, this is my In the Lab video here. Let me know what you guys think about these three topics. I got Loki signing with DGUSA and Evolve for a full-time roster deal, and then the ECW Arena show, 2 shows, and that being the end of that, and then finally Edge going to the Hall of Fame and the possibility of him maybe having one more match if he can, and it being against Christian. So I'm out of here. I'm the Mad Scientist, your favorite shooter and hip-hop enthusiast. I'm out of here. Peace.